Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, my name is Nabila Putri Septia. I'm from 5 IB, and this video I will explain about my answer from my final exam of the lesson Historical Islamic Education. And in this video I wanna explain about 5 discussion, and the first discussion is about definition, function, scope, and periodization. And the second discussion is about similarities of differences between history and historical science. And the third discussion about style and practice of Thai Patani Islamic education. And the fourth discussion is about similarities and differences in the style of Bani Umayyah and dynasty in Damascus and Andalusia. And the last discussion is about Islamic education model Nahdlatul Ulama, Muhammadiyah, and Al-Irsyad. Okay, so let's go to the first discussion. The first discussion is about the history of Islamic education, and the first is definition. The definition from the historical of Islamic education is the science that discuss even and various aspect or part of education carried by Muslim based on Islamic teachings contained in the Quran and As-Sunnah. The history of Islamic education is history or past event that occurred during the time of the Prophet Muhammad, which emerged and developed with the emergence of Islam itself, which then developed further during the Khulafaur Rashidin, Bani Umayyah, and Abbasiyah, until the fall of the city of Baghdad and the disappearance of the last Muslim caliph in Istanbul. So, the function of the historical of Islamic education is Mahmud Yunus, an Islamic education leader from West Sumatra, state that the study of the Islamic education is very important because, especially for student and Islamic leader, by studying the history of Islamic education, we can find out the reason for the advancement of Islam, its educational method and teachings, and the causes for the decline of Islamic due to wrong educational method and teachings. By knowing the history of Islamic education, we can find out the causes of the light and darkness of Islamic education and teachings. So, the scope is the discussion of the history of Islamic education includes an understanding of the approach and scope of the history of Islamic education, the state of education in the pre-Islamic period, the time of the Prophet in Mecca and Medina, the era of the Khulafaur Rashidin, Umayyah, Abbasiyah, Islamic Caliphate in Spain, the Fatim Caliphate, the Ottoman Empire, the Mughal dynasty, the Safavid dynasty, the Islamic Empire in Indonesia, the Dutch colonial era, the Japanese colonial era, the Old Order era, and the New Order era, and the Reformation era. So the last is periodization. There are 3 types of periodization most often used in the study of the history of Islamic education. The first is periodization, which refers to a change in power. And the periodization of this model, the development of Islamic education is divided into 7. And the first is Islamic education at the time of the Prophet Muhammad. And the second is the time of Khulafaur Rashidin. And the third is during the Umayyad dynasty. Fourth, during the Abbasiyah dynasty. 5 is Islamic education of the age of the 3 greatest kingdoms. The 6th is during the Western colonial era. And the last is the age of the nation state, and etc. So the second model of periodization is periodization, which refers more to the units of the time that have passed through the history of Islamic civilization in general. Here, the history of Islamic education is divided into three periods. The first is Islamic education in the classical period. The second is Islamic education in the Middle Age. And the last is Islamic education in the modern period. So, the third periodization model divides the history of Islamic education by referring to the qualitative dynamic of Islamic education itself. This model gives rise to the following periodization. The first is Islamic education during the foundation laying period, during early development, education in kingdom, education during stagnation, and the last education in the renewal period. The three periodizations model above can basically be used to map the development of Islamic education. Each model has its own peculiarities and privilege. So the next we go to the second discussion. The second discussion is about similarities between history and historical science. So, history in an objective sense refers to event or incident, namely the historical process of history in actuality. Event that occurred cannot be replayed. A person experiencing an event can only observe a fraction of the total number of events, so it's impossible to get a direct picture. Therefore, the opinion that history repeats itself is not wrong because it contains a subjective meaning, while the opinion we must learn history contains an objective meaning. History as a scientific discipline that systematically studies all processes of development, change, or dynamic of human life in all areas of life that occurred in the past. The past itself is a series of events that have passed, but the past is not final, static and closed. The past is open and continuous. So, in human history, the past is not because of the past and is simply forgotten. History connects the past with pictures of the present and the attainment of a better life in the future. History can be used as a model for present action and planning for the future. History is an event or events in the past that really happened, while history as a science, for example, history is related to scientific research method. History is also related to fact through standard reasoning. Historical truth is the willingness of historians to examine historical sources in the hope that they will reveal them objectively. The expected result is a correspondence between the historian's perceptions and the fact. The third discussion is about style and practice of the Thai Patani Islamic education. The development of Islamic education in Patani is carried through on the boarding system. Boarding or pondok comes from the Arabic word funduk, means building for travelers. According to Awang Had Saleh, pondok is a village educational institution that deals with Islamic study. The teachers who teach him is known as Tuan Guru, and village recognize his expertise in teaching those who wish to pursue Islamic studies. The education system operates in a form of semi-secular dualism. Religious education at the Ibtidaiyah, Mutawasita, and Thanawiyah levels, as well as general education at the junior high school and senior high school. Thailand's education system is regulated by the National Education System Act 1999, based on Chapter 3 of the National Education System Law. There are three forms of education, namely formal, non-formal, and informal education. So, formal education, it consists of two levels, namely basic education and higher education. Elementary level completed in 12 age, including 6 years of primary education, 3 years of primary education, 3 years of senior secondary school, including kindergarten, higher education. And the next is non-formal education. This informal education is education for children under the age of 6, and then education for children aged 1 year and above to eradicate literacy. So, informal education. This education is education that requires a person to study independently according to their interest, potential, read lines, opportunity, for example, education in library and museum, education through learning networks, communities such as community school, village reading, gardens, and others. So, the fourth discussion is about similarities and differences in style of Umayyad dynasty Islamic education in Damascus and Andalusia. During the Umayyad dynasty, the pattern of education was decentralized. Decentralization means that education is not only centered in the nation's capital, but has been developed autonomously in areas that have been controlled along with territorial expansion. During the Umayyad, Islamic education experts used the word al-maddah to mean curriculum because at that time the curriculum was more synonymous with a series of subjects that had to be given to students at a certain level. Islamic educational institutions at this time were classified on the basis of the content of the curriculum being taught. In this case, the curriculum includes religious knowledge, formal education, institution, and general knowledge, non-formal. The Islamic educational institution that existed before the rise madrasah during the Umayyad era were as follows: Sufah, Kutab, Halakoh, Majlis, Mosque, Han, and the last is Badi'ah. As written in the history of Islamic education civilization, with the expansion of Islamic territory, it has enriched and motivated the Ummah to establish educational institutions such as Kutab and Mosque. Likewise, in Andalusia, there are many kutabs that spread to the outskirts of the city. At this institution, students study various scientific disciplines such as jurisprudence, language and literature, and the arts. Kutab was one of the lowest educational institutions that were neatly arranged at the time, so that the Kutabs had many educators and their students. At this institution, students study various kind of knowledge, including jurisprudence, language and literature, and science. The science that developed during the Umayyad era were Sharia science, oral science, dating science. Besides that, the science of Qiraat, science of interpretation, the science of Hadith, the science of Nahwu, science of geography, and the science copied from foreign language. So, developing the science they developed during the Umayyad dynasty was follow al-Ulumus Syariah, al-Ulumul Lisaniyah, so Qiraat science, interpretation science, Hadith science, Nahwu science, earth science, or al-Jughraphiyah, and al-Ulumul Dakhilah. So the next is the last discussion is about NU educational model or Nahdlatul Ulama. Nahdlatul Ulama in the concept of education is a manifestation of the religious, social, and cultural life of the Kiai. Thus, the pesantren Nahdlatul Ulama and the Kiai as the center are always involved in forming society. Nahdlatul Ulama education has two essential characteristics. At the first is al-i'timad ala nafsi or self-sufficiency, and second is fil ijtimaiyah or community, meaning it is lived by the community. The madrasah or pesantren was established by the community and financed by the community itself. As quoted by Laodeida, state that the basis of NU is a pesantren, an educational institution that is meant to develop and pass on the teachings of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah or Aswaja, with an emphasis on traditional educational method in the form of repetition and memorization of religious teaching sources which become the standard. One of his most prominent literary source in the Yellow Book atau Kitab Kuning, namely Arabic language books by Muslim writers on the mid-period, whose content concern jurisprudence or fiqh, monotheism or the essence of Allah, hadith, tasawwuf, and Arabic. The distinctive feature of the teaching of Ahlus Sunnah wal Jamaah, which is the line of struggle for Nahdlatul Ulama, is sourced from the Al-Quran, Sunnah, Ijma, decision of previous scholars, and Qiyas, or cases that are not yet in the Al-Quran, and Hadith, equated with problems that already have text because of the similarity of the ilat. So the next is Muhammadiyah educational model. Muhammadiyah education can be seen from the learner aspect or student is an educational model that provides opportunities for the development of common sense in learners and at the same time encourages the growth of pure heart in student as well as soft skill. With the competencies processed by the learners produced by Muhammadiyah education, the learners in the next stage will have the ability to live in society, benefiting the nation, state, and ummah. Education that tends to create individuals who are fitrah, competent in the field of knowledge they study, and become again of achieving life goals in accordance with the guidance of Islamic teaching. Animating and liberating education requires critical integration between normative legitimacy, or Al-Quran and Hadith, and social reality. Muhammadiyah education cannot become an educational institution as managed by other socio-religious institutions, but Muhammadiyah education is tied to the basic value of the organization struggle, meaning that education within Muhammadiyah must guarantee the creation of graduated who are intelligent as well as being positioned as organizational for the continuity of the Muhammadiyah organization. So the next is Al-Irshad educational model. The two teachers learning model is implemented by two teachers, namely class teachers and special tutors. Classroom teachers play an important role in the learning of all students, both regular and special educators. At the same time, special educators focus on motivating and guiding students with special needs. With this learning model, students with special needs can study in the same class as regular students. The learning strategy used by Al-Irshad Al-Islamiyah education is an extraction strategy so that students with special needs can move flexibly from one class to another to get special education services. This strategy allows special educators to study in the same class as regular students, but at certain times, students with special needs can be taken to a classroom or therapy rooms to study under the guidance of a special instructor. Well guys, that's my answer. Then when the semester final exam in educational history course is accompanied by several journal and books references. Okay, thank you for watching. I'm sorry for my mistake. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.